Hail to the king, baby.
Get away, feeling too good to me. Chilling all day, all in your space is where I wanna be. Here in this room, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help. Yeah, you always make me feel like home, yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone, yeah, you're the reason I'm going out of my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you. When you're away, nights are sleepless. Do we need space? Yeah, maybe a break. Boy, you're my weakness. Give and we take, the love that we make, it's my favorite drug. too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like okay. You never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you. You got me feeling some type of way. You make me wanna stay in all day. You're the reason I can't get out my head. I just can't stop thinking about you. 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 I just can't stop thinking about you.
Right, g'day legends, welcome to the stream. I'm Bryce, or just Aussie, as some of you may know me. So we are back in the sim today, this morning, or whatever you want to call it. Flying back in the World Adventure. We're playing called the World Tour, whatever the hell you want to refer to it as. Today we're going to be heading from Memphis up to Roger's World at Oklamhoma. So this is the first stream, and the first time, right, music's too loud, which makes no sense whatsoever because I can't actually hear it. That should hopefully fix the problem, but yeah, that's weird. It's at the same level it's usually at and everything. Anyway, technology for you. As I was saying, this will be the first stream/time that I'll actually be operating DirectX 12 and DLSS within the sim, so it'll be interesting to see how that performs. Should perform alright, I hope. Anyway, so before we go any further on this, let's jump into the chat. See, voice 3. What the? Oh, not this morning. I don't want more technical issues this morning. Hang on a sec. Now? Is that any better? I don't know why I went with the weird voice, but yeah, please do let me know if that's solved the issue. Whilst you guys do let me know, I'm going to stroll to the back of the top of the chat Yep, that's for you guys to figure out what exactly that sentence means, because not even I know. So at the... Let's try that again. We have Mr. BlueDog42 here. G'day, BlueDog mate. Welcome to the stream. We also have creative content as well. We also don't have any dropped frames or buffering, which is nice. It means the problem appears to be fixed. Famous last words. But BlueDog and creative content, guys, welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are doing fantastically. Calling Pigeon is here. Of course he is. He's always here. I swear I could stream at 3 o'clock in the morning his time and he'd still figure out a way to make it. Mind you, Garland tends to do that as well, so you're all incredibly devoted. Thank you. But yeah, Mr. Pigeon, welcome. Garland Grim, somebody I haven't said his full name. Well, actually, I've said his full name a few times now, or his full YouTube name anyway, a few times now recently. It's just it just rolls off the tongue nicely. But Garland, mate, welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing very well. Cool, lot better sound. I don't know why, but my microphone decided that the best possible volume that it could be at was the lowest possible on the settings. I haven't played with the settings, so your guess is as good as mine on that one. Just 2 more seconds here, folks. Sorry. I promise you this stream will get less technical bullshit in a moment. Alright, we finally appear to be sorted here. It only took, 16 minutes to get the stream started and everything that works with the sim working the way it's freaking well meant to. That's ridiculous. 16, it must be a new record. Usually by now we're already taxiing on the ground. So, now I better get a fucking move on, hey? Alright, so let's start this, let's, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Freaking, let's, oh my god, English, please come out of the mouth. This is not good, this is not good. Let's, never mind. I give up. I give up. Words fail me this morning. I'll keep the words nice and basic because obviously anything more than that is just too much. Alright, various things. Put the fuel on, propeller, mixture, all that is in. Let's do that as well. Why is all the writing gone blurry, or is my eyes just doing weird things? Does anybody else think that my GPS looks blurry? At least I can start up the aircraft in less than 45 minutes. That's true. That's true. Just grunted point. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I'm not a teenager anymore, Garwin, so I can't get away with the whole, you know, that teenagers communicate with. unfortunately. Because it would certainly make communicating with some people a lot easier if you could just grunt at them. Just, oh, here we go. I'm going to go looking for the same word I was looking for 3 seconds ago, and we're not going to get anywhere with it. Because it's the perfect word to explain what I was about to say as well. Things are going well. Things are going well. The thing that keeps popping into my head is absorb. But absorb is not the fucking word I want. So, it's like absorb, but it's when you bring in the vibes. Fuck, that's such a shit way of saying it. We're gonna bring in the vibes here, ladies and gentlemen. Bring in the vibes. Oh, who invented this fucking language? I swear. All right, literally, I swear. We have no wind, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and find a runway. Yeah. And we're gonna take off on it. That's what we're gonna do. Yes, Blue Dog, correct. So, other players now show up on the VFR map since Sim Update 10. Right, let's zoom in on a little nav map here, figure out where we are in relation to a runway. I'm not showing up on little nav map for some reason, even though my transmitter is connected, so that's a new one. Oh no, I am showing up on little nav map, but my transmitter's... What? It's not showing up as me though. It's... Okay, you know what? Never mind. Who gives a shit? We're going to just oh my god. On little nav map, please. I'd just love something to work perfectly in the next 5 minutes. That would be amazing. Alright, we're just going to go forwards, and I think there's a runway relatively close, so we're just going to get on that one, and we're going to get up in the air before I have any more stupid shit occur. Right, okay, that makes... Well, that doesn't make any sense, Calling Pigeon, because I can see you. So, on little nav map, so I don't know. Anyway, before there's an opportunity for anything else to go wrong, let's just turn track IR on first, and then let's just go for it. Oh, bloody hell. That was, that's been probably one of the most interesting and eventful starts to a stream in a while. That's for sure. That is for sure. Yeah, so I can't see myself either on little nav map through the transmitter Calling Pigeon, but I can see you. Wow, there's some interesting artifacts and stuff with DirectX 12. That might have been a mistake. Oh well. So I believe there is a runway right. Why can't I see the runway lights just like hovering midair? Right. Well, that's yes. Bloody hell. It does very. It looks like I'm. It looks like I'm looking at my sim without my glasses on. That's. At least, I don't know if it's showing like that across the stream, but that's the way it looks for me. It's doing all sorts of weird things to my eyes at the moment. look, I'm not going to change it back now because you have to restart the sim to change it back. And 24 minutes in and we're only just taxiing to the runway now, like almost 10 minutes behind where we would usually be. I don't want to spend another 10 minutes restarting the sim. I can put up with a few artifacts and a bit of blurriness and all that on my end. And at least I now know that I just need to bring it back to DirectX 11 for the moment. So because of the amount of time that was wasted on the ground with all the technological issues, what... okay, every time I turn my head we get all stuttery. That's interesting. There's another thing to add to the list. Yeah, I'm just going to straight away go for it. You guys are all in quicker aircraft anyway, so there's not going to be problems with you guys catching up. Looks good. Yeah, so it's coming across great on the stream. It's just on my end. It's... wow, that's trippy. Whoa, that is trippy. God, I feel like I've taken LSD. As long as no dragons come out of the closet, we're good. I don't know about, please let me know how the sim sounds are, because all of a sudden my sim sounds incredibly loud. So our first waypoint is Graceland, Elvis's mansion and all that. It's the spiders out of the gauges that will get you. Absolutely going. Right, so I'm heading in the complete opposite direction of Graceland. So what I'll do once I get to the end of the runway is turn around, but every now and then I won't get lonely and nobody's coming around. So I want to make a right-hander and come back across the airport is what I want to do. Kill. So how's everyone's, what are we today? We're Saturday. How's everyone's week been? Good. Hey, Oliver Smith, mate, welcome to the stream. You've hopefully caught us at a good time and we've left all the technological BS behind that we just experienced at the start of the stream. But hope you're doing well, mate. If you do want to join the flight, !server and !flight plan into the chat will give you all the bits and pieces that you'll be looking for. Yeah, so how's everyone's week been? We are Saturday. It's AFL Grand Final day here in Australia, which is very similar to well, it's your version of the Super Bowl, basically. So that should be good. That's probably what, in fact, it's not probably, that is what I'm going to be doing after the stream today, is sitting down and watching that, hopefully. I mean, my team's not playing, but that doesn't matter. It's a good spectacle nonetheless. Oh, Brett Plays is here. He says, just a quick stop by. I have to spend time with the Mrs. Brett. I'm sorry if you did send a message earlier. I obviously missed it. In fact, I did. I can see it right now. It says, hello, number one. Numero uno is the thing I go by. Numero uno. Actually, no, not at all. But, Brett, thank you very much, mate, for dropping by nonetheless. And I will see you somewhere on the YouTubes in the near future, mate. Have a good day with the missus. Alright, let's cut the engine power and have a good look at Graceland here. In fact, we should probably go from the outside, hey? Thank you very much for pressing the like button as well, Brett. Really, really appreciate that, mate. Alright, so, Elvis's Graceland. Well, I'm assuming it's not actually where the marker is because, yeah, that's not anything down there. I'm assuming it's that thing there. But anyway, alright, we're a little bit low and we're a little under speed. So, let's let's not crash into Graceland. That would not be a good way to start the stream. We've had a few crashes in the streams recently, so let's, if we can avoid it, not continue to do that. As funny as it is. So now that we're up in the air, nothing appears to be blurry or weird or different or whatever with DirectX, which is nice. But yeah, I'll still go back to DX11 just because, as I said, everything looks like I'm trying to read it without my glasses on, which is not... Now, before I try and set the autopilot, I'm going to turn off Track IR so that I can actually move my head like a normal person. And then we want... What's the MSA? 3500. So... let's do that... Whoa, okay. There we go. Just some weird stuff occurring, but again, it's not, it's not unexplainable. It's very likely, as people have said, DirectX 12, just doing weird things. Right, that's that. I'll be able to focus on the chat fully again in a moment here, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, it just reminded me of the beginning of a song there. Just don't worry about me, everything's all good. Right, there we go. Very nice. So, everything is cranked. Everything is cranked. Gowan says there is nothing but flat until you get to Colorado now. Fantastic. Anton, mate, welcome to the stream. Hope you're going well. Gowan says he saves the like. What like? Really? That was the first thing that I could say to you saving the like is what like? I don't know if these morning streams are a good idea because I feel like we already know that I have a huge issue with managing to produce the English language in a way that people can understand. It's even worse in the morning. I mean, look, hey, it's probably entertaining for you, for all the viewers, I must say. It does look like my header info is offline, and Blue Dog, I'm going to assume that that's probably got something to do with Sim Update 10. I would say... Hang on. Sorry, what was I saying? Something. Yeah, about Fly Live Studio. I can only assume it's related to Sim Update 10. The fact that it's not actually showing up any information about the Sim. Wow, I'm getting all sorts of like motion blur off the wings and all that. It's that's DX12 is weird. Very, very weird. Who that? That's my housemate, who realised that halfway through speaking to me that I was live and he basically didn't have any pants on. which is, so, you know, don't try it in VR, made me sick. Well, Garwin, the good news is that I don't have VR, so I can't try it. But I can see why it would, because all the weird blurs and artifacts is tripping me out, and I'm not even using VR or anything like that. I'm just looking at a screen, so yeah. I mean, I can see what it's doing. It makes everything incredibly smooth, stupidly, like from a distance. You know, you've got proper motion blur on the prop at the front, and I get what it's trying to do, but it needs some work, which I guess is not surprising because it is still in beta. So, as Garwin did say, we're over Flatsville for a bit here. Well, the next flight that we take from Oklamhoma definitely not going to be Flatsville. But, this flight is a little bit of Flatsville. However, we are venturing across Little Rock and all that. Bloody coffee coming up to say hello. I just finished it literally 10 minutes before the stream. Yeah, wow, there really is nothing going on out here in Tennessee, DC, and no, I'm going backwards in the alphabet. B, A, yeah, sure. Let's go backwards. Fog to the south. It does look like there is a band of fog hanging around the south there, and the only thing I can is because it's obviously technically going nighttime, or it's gone nighttime, or it's, I don't know what the exact time is here in Memphis in real life, but I'm assuming it's probably like 7 p.m., 7 something, 7:30. So I can only assume that it's fog build up for that. I don't know. Is it a common thing in the low-lying flat areas of the US? I can only assume it would be. It's 8:40 in Memphis, is it? Okay, there we go. So yeah, I can. That's way to overanalyze stuff. That's for sure. Getting a few little stutters, but nothing crazy. A little bit of swirly wind as well. Let's pull it right back. Where we are cooking a little. So that's better. Yeah, so when it's cooler out. I mean, I don't... so when I cross the river, I change time zones. Okay, that makes much more sense, Garland. It's fog a lot when it's cooler out. Yep, that makes perfect sense. Are the nights starting to get a little bit cooler over there now, Garland? That summer has come and passed. Yeah. Although September hasn't ended yet, so technically I guess... Anyway. Hang on, no, September's... Wow. Yeah, September's not in summer, is it? No. Never mind. Snowed last night. Ah, right, yeah, so when I ask, is it getting a little bit colder? That would be a yes. Yes, it is. Either that or it's a new phenomenon called warm snow. That's another option, I guess. I don't honestly quite know how that would work. Warm snow, I guess you'd have to use man-made. Just get the you know the aircraft that fight fires. Just fill them with the fake snow and just get them to fly over and just dump. That's warm snow. Melts in 4.4 seconds. May as well just drop a shit ton of water, because it will basically be water in very, very quick succession. Never mind, but we'll just add that to the list of ridiculously stupid inventions that will never take off. You should see, it's almost looking like a Elder Scroll. That list is so big now of inventions that won't take off. I'm assuming that this is not the Mississippi, or maybe it is the Mississippi, who knows? It is the 15-mile Bayou and the Blackfish Bayou. Well, I guess that makes sense because there's Blackfish. They obviously left that one on the charcoals for too long, and then they had to name the whole town after it because the stench was just, of burnt fish was just. I mean, it smelled like the local red light district, honestly. The produce they used obviously wasn't the freshest. So our first waypoint is Federer Memel. What on earth is a MEML? I know you guys in the US like to categorize your airfields in certain, you got your AAFs and AACs as well, I think, somewhere, and Navy something. Oh, Memorial. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So Federer Memorial, is that a memorial to Roger Federer, as in the Swiss tennis player, or? I mean, Oregon is starting to cool down. Yeah, it would, I guess, be one of the, because of its northern location, it would be one of the first places to start to cool down over there in the US outside summer. I mean, I know it's one of the hotter places in summer. Well, it can be anyway. Was it last year that you guys were getting stupid hot, like 47 or something ridiculous like that? Fall started 2 days ago. Only 2 days ago. Do you guys, so here we just go from the months. So September, October, November is spring. December, January, February is summer. March, April, May is autumn. And then June, July, August is winter. We don't have like dates within the months where things occur. Or maybe we do and I just don't know about it. That's highly possible as well. Portugal too is starting to cool down. The pool is only at 25 degrees. Calling Pigeon, honestly, I don't know how you're surviving with only 25 degree pool. I mean, there should be a law against such, living in such adverse conditions. I feel for you. I really do. It's I don't know. We might have to get the United Nations involved, mate. Garland says, if summer falls on a week, I was going to say, if summer falls on a picnic weekend, here we have. Yep. Perfect. Nailed it. 10 out of 10. I love to have a summer falls picnic on weekend we have, or whatever I said. It's one of my favourite pastimes. No worries, Calling Pigeon, mate. I like to look out for you. I'll get in contact with the UN. We'll get your situation sorted out. Get you living in some 21st century. I don't know, something from the 21st century. Yeah, exactly, Garwood. I feel like sometimes I am the human Yoda. Although, again, that brings us back to a whole new question and kettle of fish and that we can open, and that is, am I human? Or am I dancer? Definitely not a dancer, actually. There's a reason I cook and I stream, because dancing wasn't a career option. I do not have the moves like Jagger. That is for sure. The UN stands for unnecessary. I don't think the UN stands for anything. It's a little bit gritty and grainy. So when you get down to the nitty gritty of it, I honestly, I know the UN technically stands for United Nations, but from what I've seen over recent years and all that, I feel like it stands for Ununited Nations. That was weird. Started to speak and my voice stopped. Just moved my mouth, but nothing came out, which actually was probably a nice relief for a lot of you guys for once. It's just like, oh, we get a little bit of peace and quiet. No, that's not the way it works. Oh, look who's in the chat. That's interesting. I wonder how that occurred. I didn't even know she was smart enough to use a keyboard, but there you go. Also, in relation to the what appears to be significantly louder sim sounds, is the music and all that still relevant? If so, very weird on my end, because all I can hear is the sim. I cannot hear the music at all. Yes, Doggo, or sorry, as you've written there, Gowan, Dugo is now online. Hello, Dugo. I'm obviously sharing my disease relating to English within the chat. Music is very low but sounds good. So yeah, I feel like I might need to just make a few adjustments here. Bring down the sim sounds. Yeah, wow, why are they... That's better. I keep forgetting that every time we get a... Every time we get a sim update, I need to bring the sim sounds back down, because they automatically just go straight back up to 100. I've got some going, I just literally need to upload them, but they're not going to be being uploaded on this channel. They're going to be uploaded on Star's channel. Because why not, you know? If she's going to get subscribers and all that through the way of shorts, I would rather have a channel completely dedicated to doggo shorts, you know? Music got louder because sim is quiet. Dylan, first up, welcome to the stream, mate. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for the information. Really appreciate that as well. I just lowered the sim sounds and upped the music slightly, so if you guys can let me know if everything is still dunky hoary, that would be amazing. Also, g'day to Clips by Matt as well. Welcome to the stream, Matt. Hope you're doing well. It's a pleasure to have both of you. Who the hell was inside me there? There's a sentence to raise everyone's eyebrows. I mean, I can't see the name tag because they're so close by, but I'll assume it's somebody within the chat. I mean, obviously it's somebody within the chat. You're doing well? That's good to hear, Matt. That is good to hear. I hope your week's been good. Oh, it's you, Blue Dog. Okay, that makes sense. All good. I hope you're enjoying the flying through me. It's not even a possible thing, so I don't know why I'm... yeah, anyway. That made you tab back into the screen? Hang on, what made you tab back into the screen? The fact that Blue Dog's flying through me? Or did I say something that I'm not even aware of that I said? How's that even possible? I said something that I'm not even aware that I've said. No, honestly, I hope the complete and utter mess that I make of the English language on these morning streams, 10 times worse than I make on the evening ones. I hope it's entertaining for you guys, because it's entertaining for me when my brain processes, you know, a few seconds after what I've said, and it just goes, what? Over to the right there we have M&M Airport, Stansfield. He's outstanding in his own field. Yeah, sorry, that was pretty bad. So we have a waypoint at Little Rock. Now, I don't know if it's the city of Little Rock or if Calling Pigeon has actually managed to find the Little Rock. Either that, or as we fly over, the music's going to change to a little bit of... What the hell just... Sorry, what just happened? That was weird. I'm talking away, and all of a sudden, all I hear is almost like I ran out of fuel, but didn't run out of fuel. Yeah. Anyway, I've switched fuel tanks just in case, because that was weird. Anyway, as I was saying. Maybe Calling Pigeon has found the actual Little Rock, or maybe we're gonna just play some softcore pop rock as we fly over. I don't know if softcore is the right word, but it's the word I'm going for. I think it means something else, but you guys get the general gist of what I'm trying to say, which is amazing because I don't even get the general gist of what I'm trying to say 90% of the time. As I shared something on Facebook yesterday that said, I like to speak before I think. It keeps me just as surprised as everyone else as to what comes out of my mouth. And that really resonated with me, you know? I was like, damn. It's something that happens. Well, of course it's something that happens. That's why it resonated with me. See what I mean? Calling Pigeon couldn't find the rock. That's alright, Calling Pigeon. It's very little. Is that now? I'm assuming that this, when we say Little Rock, that this is Little Rock in Arkansas, or as some people like to pronounce, Arkansas. Arkansas. If my mouse works, we'll be able to. Yeah, it is. It is in Arkansas. Although Little Rock is in Jacksonville, so that'll mess a few of you up because it's not in Florida.
It's not the same. If I close my eyes, maybe I see you again.
We'll have to play some AC/DC or something as we fly over then, you know. Not that I can actually play AC/DC, unfortunately. I'll get copyrighted on that one real quick. Arkansas is how, or Arkansas is how, or whatever. I don't know if you've written it like that because you want me to say it as Arkansas. Is how the river used to be called before there was a state. So, originally there was just a river and nothing else in Arkansas, or? Arkansas was a river before a state. I mean, I get what you're saying, Garland, but it's just like when your brain thinks too in depth about it, it starts going, how was a state just a river? But no, there was nothing else there other than a river. It was called the Arkansas in pronunciation. So is there a particular reason when they made the state that they changed the pronunciation from Arkansas to Arkansas? Because honestly, Arkansas sounds like somebody with an accent in a job interview and for a lumberjack, and they're just like, and you know, what are your special skills? Well, Arkansas. Sorry. That was so bad. So I guess what you're saying, Garwin, is they didn't want to live in a complete state of confusion? I feel like I might have killed the stream with those last two terrible jokes. Oh well. Shit happens. I must say, I'm glad that we're not getting any more drop frames or any issues like that. The only issues we are dealing with are related to DirectX 12 beta. Let's now I was about to check. Oh, that's what I was going to check. So the interesting thing is, before I turned on NVIDIA DLSS, I would get a little bit of up and down on the frames. They jump around all over the place. You know how it is. Once I've turned on NVIDIA DLSS, I'm getting a continuous 60. except for the occasional stutter, obviously. Off to our right-hand side, we have our local union. And my Fly Live Studio is still not displaying, but it is, so everything says that it's connected to the sim. Yeah, I would say Sim Update 10 has messed with Fly Live Studio. So with any luck, Fly Live Studio should have an update in the coming days. But that's the only, so that appears to be the only issue I've found so far with Sim Update 10. I don't know, has anyone found any problems so far with Sim Update 10? I haven't. I'm still incredibly stable. All my aircraft work, all my sceneries work. Yeah, literally only Fly Live Studio. Obviously DirectX 12, but that's my own fault for turning that on. Because this is my first flight within the sim, like proper flight and stream. Due to the technical issues we had, was it last night or the night before? It was one of those. No, night before, definitely. Yeah, it seems okay. I'm loving the extra frames, that's for sure. I think I'm getting a continuous 60 anyway. I mean, I was, now that I think about it, I've been using Fly Live Studio to check my FPS, and if Fly Live Studio is not properly connecting to the sim, maybe it's not giving me a proper, right, so none of my menu stuff works at the top. Whoa, that's weird. Okay, I don't actually, so I'm not hovering over the correct things and they're opening. Right. Cool. Whoa, that's weird. Oh, okay, we are getting really good FPS. We're getting 40... Although it is saying limited by GPU, which doesn't really make much sense, because, I mean, there's a 3080 in here. It's not exactly a limiting factor, if you ask me. Right, now I've got to somehow close that. Right. Cool. That's... yeah. Clips by Matt says, I am fly the world now in the sim on your 6. Hey, there we go. Matt's in the TBM. There we go. So Matt and Calling Pigeon over in the TBMs. Significantly quicker than my little TB21, Matt. But a very nice aircraft nonetheless. Welcome to the flight. It's really nice to have you along. Coming up, so this is interesting. They say that this is Cleveland that we're about to fly over, but I'm telling you right now, it looks nothing like the Cleveland I know. We've got a prairie over there to our right, and up ahead we have the coach, and we have Bully Henry. Now, I've heard that Henry's a bit of a see you next Tuesday, and the United States tends to agree. Speaking of which, Bully, what a game! Well done, Rockstar. That was one of their great titles alongside Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto. Hey, Mr. Gummy Wombat is here. G'day, g'day, g'day. Welcome to the stream, Gami. Let's see if this thing still works. Please tell me it does. Yes. Yes, it does. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just dropped Gummy Wombat's link there in the chat. He does a little bit of sim stuff, but he also does Captain of Industry. I'm sure he'll correct me if I got that wrong, which is a, well, industrial game. I know. Gummy says, what's been happening? What did I miss? Well, it took me 25 minutes to iron out technical issues at the start of the stream, and then I have only been able to construct sentences 50% of the time since, so things are going well. Things are going really well. You missed, well, yeah, you missed that, what I just said. But mate, feel free to jump in. We are surrounded by airports if you're looking to jump into the sim and join in the rest of the flight. Gowan says, have I gone through Pennsylvania yet? Look, Gowan, I'm not the best with the US states. Pennsylvania is Charlotte, if I'm not mistaken. If that's the case, no. We have not been through Pennsylvania yet. Yeah, that's very true, Garmy. That is very true. Especially when it's the first stream since a sim update. There's always techie issues. As you can see at the top of the screen, we've still got one in the fact that FlyLive Studio no longer communicates with the sim. It's just west of New York City, next to New Jersey. Yeah, definitely have not been through Pennsylvania yet, Garwin. Garwin's got a construction simulator addiction. Yeah, he does. I need to stop at the Flight 97 Memorial, or fly by it. Does it show up in the sim, Garwin? I mean, I'm assuming you're telling me about it because it does show up in the sim. But, yeah, I mean... I don't know. It shouldn't be an issue. I'm just trying to, trying to think about how I would go back to how I constructed the US flight plans, because it has been a while since I did them. So yeah, I don't see it being an issue. If you want, Garwin, chuck it in the detour requests part of the Discord, just in case. Just so it doesn't get forgotten about, if that makes sense. I mean, I think it's probably already been implemented anyway, but just in case. Because I felt like saying just in case 400 times. So off to our right hand side we have Jacksonville, but not Florida, and we have Little Rock. And we have North Little Rock off to our left-hand side. But can't see any rocks other than the ones in my head. That's alright, Garwin. It's you weren't that far off. You were only 4 numbers off. We can provide some leniency on that one, I reckon. Let it slip by. There'll be no arrest or warrant out for that one. Just a slap on the wrist, just to, don't do that again, young sir. I don't know why I went towards being arrested on that one, but I did. We've got a, not only are we in Little Rock, but we've got Gravel Ridge as well. And Sherwood. Is everything here related to rocks and wood, or...? Calling Pigeon is, well, he appears to be buzzing the tower there at North Little Rock. So, Gummy, I am trying DirectX 12 in this particular flight. And it's basically, when I'm on the ground, it makes me feel like I've had LSD. It's, not that I've actually ever had it, but what, you know, depicted in movies and all that. I was literally, when I was taxiing on the ground before at Memphis, I wasn't waiting for the dragons to come out of the closet. I was getting all sorts of weird artifact pop-ins, flashes, dots, and all sorts of weird shit occurring. It's not so bad up in the air, but like things like my GPS and the text and all that looks like I'm not wearing my glasses. So this is probably the first and the only stream that I'll be doing with DirectX 12 until it is out of beta, because it's weird. Oh, do you need to go out? Okay, 2 seconds. Gotta let the little doggo out. Yeah. And as Garwin was saying, he had all sorts of artifact issues with it, and playing in VR in DirectX 12, he was saying, made him incredibly unwell due to said issues. Did I try the studio driver? It does get a little better. What's the studio driver? I mean, I'm not having the issue with clouds, because obviously there is no clouds. It's lovely weather in this part of the US today. But yeah, I'm interested to know what this studio driver you speak of is. Is it something within the sim, or is that something within Windows? Or within NVIDIA? But if it can stop me from having to potentially turn off DirectX 12, because it has a lot of benefits. Like, you can see there's a little bit of motion blur around the aircraft. You can see like the what's the thing in the middle of the engine called? You can see that actually is providing like some like there's some rotational blur surrounding. None of these things, at least to my knowledge, were in DX11. So NVIDIA Studio drivers provide artists, creators, and 3D developers, of which I qualify for none of those, the best performance and reliability when working with creative applications. So when you download drivers for your GPU, you download studio drivers? Is that what? I feel like I need to Google this, obviously, and do a little bit more research, but maybe that's something I can play with and see what happens, because if I can keep DirectX 12, it just because it looks so good, obviously I'm going to. So, welcome to Little Rock. Oh, there's actually a few, like, proper city buildings. I didn't expect that. It's quite a small part of the world. There you go. What's the river that runs through the... Is that the river we were talking about before, Garwin? The one that was originally just the river without the Arkansas River before they changed it to Arkansas. Also off to our left there we have Pumpkin Patch Field, where you can take your aircraft and your kids for a day of clothes shopping, which seems a little over the top, but anyway. But nice little part of the world. Little part of the world. Haha. Comedian without even trying. This might be Flatsville, but it is a lot better than what those parts of Texas and Georgia that we flew over a few streams ago were. Just because there's there's cities and towns below and things to look at, whereas Georgia and Texas, those parts were just a lot of the same. But we're coming up to... So our next waypoint is the Hot Springs National Park. And I believe it may also be a new state? Possibly? Oh no, it is in Arkansas still. Why is there a big line there then? Anyway... Hey, Creative Content is back. He says, hi Bryce, here now, was finishing up another stream. Sorry, no problem. All good, Creative Content, mate. All good. If you want to jump into the rest of the flight or whatever, please do. We are absolutely surrounded by small airfields right now, so you'll definitely have no problem being able to join up. But I hope you're doing well, Creative Content, out there. Making some creative content. Oh, you're not set up for flying? Like, really? Oh. Well, there you go. The things you learn about people on the internet. Hey, Creative Content. The things you learn. That's cool though, mate. That is all good. I just assumed that you were joining in the flights. Whoops. If you need a hand with setting anything up or whatever, obviously chuck it in the Discord. When you do decide that you'd like to set yourself up for flying. You got all the gear, just need to make some space and fit out a desk. Okay, that makes more sense. Just, yeah. I don't know. You could use it as a good excuse to do an extension on the house, you know. That's when you approach the partner and be like, hey, feel like spending 50 grand? I need a space to do my flight simming. See how that one goes down. Probably like a lead balloon. Oh, you did 1 or 2 streams with Shane, but you had the setup all wrong. Fair enough. Well, that's even more reason to try and claim the house extension or whatever to create your own PC room, study, man cave, office, whatever. If you call it the office, at least you might be able to get somewhere with it. Just be like, hey, I really need to build an office to do my work. Very, very important work in. It's life-saving. It's probably going to get you further than, hey, I need a man cave to do my flight simming in. I feel like, if you go to the bank as well and be like, yes, I need to build an office to complete my very, very important work. I don't know. I almost need another coffee. It's getting to that point of the morning where it's time for the second coffee. It's 11:30 a.m. It's about the time I would usually have it. So what we might do is we might fly over Hot Springs National Park here. Then I might go make myself that coffee. And creative content, if you ever need me to do any consultation work on your behalf. Sorry, I feel like I'm digging this hole way too far here. If I go any further, I'll probably either find China or the Earth's core. Ah, there we go, perfect. I've got Garmy Wombat on my side. Hey Garwin, it probably exists on flightsim.to. I would say if it's a relatively like if it's a popular landmark or whatever that they've left out of the sim, you'd probably be able to find a freeware version of it. But what you're speaking about there, Garmy, is what I will definitely do myself with my future house that I own. Is hopefully the YouTube studio, office pod area, etc. will be separate from the house, so that things can be completed without disturbing others. But I'll make sure that I've got heating and cooling, which I had neither of those things in the old man cave. And another thing that I'll probably make sure that area has, it would be a makeshift kitchen area. That would be that would make cooking on the fly very, very easy. Yeah, well, you are definitely... So, Garwin, I reckon you'll have no problem at all finding freeware scenery for that. And I'm honestly surprised that it's not included in its full sense within the sim. That's weird. A bit of an oversight on... I'm assuming just the mapping for the area is probably not on point. For some reason, I'm sure there's a reason behind it. Oh, have you got a video on setting up your studio, do you, Gami? That's cool. Please do put something like that on YouTube. I'd be very keen to watch it and get some ideas and stuff like that. Oh, you have to make one. Oh, well, not no pressure, but please do. I need some inspiration. Now let's I'm going to swap back fuel tanks and let's see if we have the problem that I had before, where all of a sudden started getting like surging, where the engine sounded like it was going to cut off. Oh, there you go. There's Mr. Speaking of the devil, there's Mr. Gummy Wombat over there in his T-Nav. When you say saunas created content, you mean like the room that saunas get installed in, but not installing a sauna and using that as the office? Because that's actually probably a really, really smart idea. Yeah, you do, Gami. Although, one thing I will recommend to you, Gummy, before you do fly it again, there is you may already have it. In fact, you probably do. A freeware mod for it on flightsim.to that makes it fly like a turbocharged aircraft should. You have it? Okay, cool. In fact, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, you're the one who directed me to that mod to begin with. So that's probably why you've got it. It was either you or Drew who directed me towards it originally, I believe. Which makes sense, because you two were the... No, I told you. Okay, so then it was Drew or somebody... Oh, probably William. Yeah, it was either... I reckon it was Drew or William. Yeah. Okay, that's quite a good idea. Creative content, actually. That's a really good idea. Is it cheaper to do it that way than to, say, get a builder out to set up like an office pod? Or you could, you know, if you feel like having a sauna whilst streaming, at least in my case anyway, I'll just build a sauna and turn it into my office. And then you guys can be like, why is our streamer melting? Oh, you know, just things. Wow, Gami, that sounds perfect. I mean, obviously, it definitely needs aircon, but that sounds perfect. Really? Only 10 grand for a whole office pod with soundproofing, and all you have to do is add an aircon. There you go. This conversation has turned my, you know, back of head pipe dream in the future when I own a house. You know, something that I was like, oh yeah, maybe, you know, something I can consider in the future, to something that's very, very achievable and possible and well and truly within budget as well. So, thanks to both Gami and Creative Content for your... See, it helps sometimes to ask questions within the streams. Gowan says, I have to get to bed. I still hate you, Gami. Have a good night, everyone. Wow. Just Throwing Garmy under the bus there, Garwin. Fair enough, all good. No, Garwin, mate, you look after yourself, yeah? Have a good rest. And I will catch you somewhere on the stream sphere in the very, very near future, I would say. Yeah, of course, because it's like, if I'm not mistaken, Gummy, it's sort of like a granny flat style thing where it's like a portable, which is great, which is exactly what you want. Not that I'm going to install it at a rental. As keen as I am to have something like that, I'm not, at a rental is just not going to happen. You just see you go and go get some construction simulator. Oh yeah, like I know what you're saying, Creative, but the fact that you suggested the idea of utilizing sauna pods for inspiration and all that, but obviously not installing the sauna system. Or uses a sauna with a 4090 installed. That's another option, I guess. Okay, Garwin, Garmy. Too many similar letters in your guys' names. Alright, so we are 50 nautical miles from Mina into Mountain. God, you guys name your airports some weird stuff. Mina into Mountain Municipal. Sure. I'm going to go and throw myself together another caffeinated beverage in the hope that now that the English sentences appear to be flowing a little better, in the hope that we can, maintain that strong all the way to the finish. I'm hoping the caffeine can keep me at some sort of level of wit and focus. Anyway, should be like 5-10 minutes maximum, we would think. It doesn't take that friggin' long to make a coffee. So talk amongst yourselves, get to know each other, etc. And I'll be back very soon.
fall. You're drifting away and the wounds have turned into scars. It's tender, it's dark, and it's breaking my heart. I know you so well, and I know how it feels when we fall. It's tender, it's dark, and it's breaking my heart. I know you so well, and I know how it feels. Know you so well, yeah. I was just somebody longing for someone to hold me. It could be anybody, but you chose me somehow. Now I'm crazy, thinking about you all the time, like crazy, knowing you're here by my side. And I was doing fine on my own, but baby, you make me a whole lot better. A whole lot better. A whole lot better. A whole lot better. You've seen all my bad sides, yet nothing that I do seems to make you wanna run away. And I'm so thankful that you found me. Waist deep, thinking about you all the time, like crazy, knowing you're here by my side. And I was doing fine on my own, but baby, you make me a whole lot better. A whole lot better. A whole lot better. A whole lot better. Waist deep, thinking about you all the time, like crazy, knowing you're here by my side. And I was doing fine on my own, but baby, you make me a whole lot better. A whole lot better. A whole lot better. A whole lot better. A whole lot better.
I know it's been a while, haven't talked since July. You've been on my mind, don't hang up. I know it's been some time since I called you mine. You've been on my mind, don't hang up. Baby, I'm a little bit jealous, haven't told my friends we ended it. Yeah, I know that it's wrong. Maybe it's a little bit selfish calling you up when I'm wasted, when I know that you moved on. Is she in your arms right now? Tell me, is she gonna stay the night? Tell me, is she in your arms right now? Is she in your arms tonight? Like I used to be. Like I used to be. Can't get over you. talk things through. Tell me what to do. Don't give up. After all that we've been through, I give my all to you. Just tell me what to do. Don't give up on me, yeah, baby. I'm a little bit jealous. Haven't told my friends we ended it. Yeah, I know that it's wrong. Baby, it's a little bit selfish calling you up when I'm wasted. When I know that you moved on. Is she in your arms right now? Tell me, is she gonna stay the night? Tell me, is she in your arms right now? Is she in your arms tonight? Like I used to, babe. Like I used to, like I used to be, like I used to be. Promise that I'll do better. Promise I love you forever. Sorry for letting you down. Promise that I'll do better. Promise I love you forever. Sorry for letting you down. Baby, it's a little bit selfish calling you up when I'm wasted. When I know that you moved on. Is she in your arms right now? Tell me, is she gonna stay the night? Tell me, is she in your arms right now? Is she in your arms tonight? Like I used to, like I used to, babe.
I never took you for a one-night stand, and I was hoping to see you again, yeah. Maybe be a little more than friends, you and I, yeah. But lately you've been acting like a ghost, and never answer when I hit your phone. If you wanna go, just let me know. I guess I never should've let you in so close to my body. I should've known, just because you spent the night doesn't mean you want me. I should've known not to let my guard down so damn fast before even knowing where we're really at. Guess I never should've let you in so close to my body, my body, my body. Tryna get you out of my head. I wanna take back everything I said, yeah. I wish I never got in your bed that night. And every time somebody comes close, I always seem to lose control. Yeah, I lose control. I guess I never should've let you in so close to my body. I should've known, just because you spent the night doesn't mean you want me. I should've known not to let my guard down so damn fast before even knowing where we're really at. Guess I never should've let you in so close to my body, my body, my body. Guess I never should've let you in so close to my body. I should've known, just because you spent the night doesn't mean you want me. I should've known not to let my guard down so damn fast before even knowing where we're really at. Guess I never should've let you in so close to my body, my body, my body.
All right, we're back. Apologies and appreciate you guys all being so patient on that. When I went to go and make my coffee, I was like, oh shit, I don't have any ground up coffee beans. I've got to do that first. So that would explain the slightly longer time that took to complete. You know, so it's too early in the morning for the brain to remind me that the last time I made a coffee, I finished up the coffee beans ground up. Anyway, luckily I've got one of those electric bean grinders. So, but yeah, nothing much has changed, obviously, in the time that I was gone. It's still very similar scenery, although we are now coming up on Mena Intermountain Municipal. What did I miss in the chat whilst I was gone? Yes, so Matt, I can 100% back calling Pigeon up on the fact that the Mugs TBM improvement mod is great, really good. Gummy, picked up the KMEM 480 Twin. It's great and super price point as well. Now, Gummy, thank you. That's interesting because I was eyeing it off and I was like, yeah, I just don't know enough about it yet. I know Brett Plays did a review video on it. He quite liked it, but that's one person, you know, and I never like to make my financial sim-related decisions based on one person's opinion. So now that I have two people's opinions and they're both positive, especially at how cheap it is, I'm very, very tempted by it. And I also, I wish Garwin was still here because it doesn't appear that his Velocity XL is actually available in the marketplace. Or maybe that's changed now since Sim Update 10 came out. But when I was looking a couple of days before Sim Update 10, the Velocity XL wasn't in there. But I could have sworn that it was at one point. I like to, these days anyway, I like to try and pick up my aircraft from within the marketplace or Orbex store because it makes updating significantly easier when I only have two things to update from. So Gummy, I might pick up that KMEM 480 Twin. I reckon. Very, very different coffee to the latte I would go and get myself. But I don't know. There's just something about coffee made in the Italian coffee pot on the stove. It just tastes. Well, it tastes like coffee, but it tastes. I was gonna say it tastes a lot like coffee. No shit, Sherlock. I don't know how to explain it, but it's really good. What's happened to the music? Why is my sim stuttering? So many questions. So now, calling Pigeon, I think they might have fixed the issues over at the online transmitter, the Virtual Flight online transmitter that they were having, because now I can see myself and yourself, no problem, on little navmap. Although it does say in brackets that we're both using old versions of the transmitter, so maybe that's why it was down and not working properly. They may have just released a brand new one today. Speaking of which, better check me fuel tanks. Nah, we're alright at the moment, we're alright. So, why is this in a mountain municipal? Okay, I guess I can see why. There's a mountain range there, and there's a mountain range there. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Looks very similar to the part of the world that I live in, actually. Mountain range either side, city positioned right in the middle. Yeah, that's nice. Impressive. Nothing. I mean, look, it's not the best quality coffee that I'm currently using here at home. It's just a bag of Aldi South American, Peru, I think. That's really interesting, Calling Pigeon. Maybe they're planning on releasing a new version in the coming days and they've just coded something wrong within the server or website, like prematurely put something in that represents the new transmitter even though they haven't released it. I don't know. I feel like I'm way over analyzing a fucking flight transmitter. But anyway. You know, you just got to get to the bottom of it. Really, you know, get down to the nitty gritty of these flight transmitters. Not really. Especially with the fact that Volanta is now a thing, really. Audi make great cars. Fuck, now I'm going to go to Audi creative content, and in the middle, instead of lawnmowers and televisions and, you know, various interesting products that Audi likes to put in their catalogue, there's going to be a freaking SUV and family sedan. But yes, I agree, Audi do make great cars. The whole VW group makes great cars. These days, now that they've got over their Dieselgate and their issues with their DSG gearboxes and all that, you know, and all their electrical gremlins that they used to suffer from and all that, you know, 10 years ago. Yes, personally, I think Audi makes better vehicles than Mercedes and BMW, but that's a controversial opinion. Especially in the car scene, because a lot of people still love their Mercedes and BMWs. I'm not going to claim that they're bad vehicles, but I just think that Audi is that quiet performer who just sort of doesn't say much and just absolutely nails everything that they do, and just lets their product speak for themselves. But the dream vehicle would, the dream vehicle would be an Audi RS6 wagon, but I feel like that's a little bit too much of a dream, maybe, especially at Australian prices, where an Audi RS6 wagon is close to 200k. I can think of much better things to spend 200k on, as much as I like them. Yeah, just my brain goes, 200k on a car, a depreciating asset. Probably not the smartest investment. So, the achievable dream car is an RS3, which you can have for about 70 grand. Now that's still a shit ton of money, but I am much happier to spend 70 grand on a vehicle on a depreciating asset than I am 200. Plus, I also feel like the RS6 might send me broke on fuel costs, whereas the RS3 is a 2.5, much more, much more hip pocket friendly. Honestly, if I had 200k to spend, I would rather invest it in property or you know, spend it like buying a whole heap of audio and audio-visual equipment and all that shit, and you know, traveling the world and turning it into a series in real life. You know, the world adventure, but IRL kind of thing. That's, you know, put the money into something that would result in potentially some sort of return. Whereas I'm not getting a return on RS6 as much as I'd like to. If I was to spend 200k on a virtual flight setup, I would first like to be in a position like Shane's in with, 80,000 subscribers and a regular audience of 150 plus on streams to make it worthwhile. Which is why I'd probably rather spend it on the equipment to just travel IRL. Or spend it on a studio, like a off-premises studio in like a industrial area or something that's got, a place where I can put my project car and all that sort of stuff as well, multi-purpose area, a place where I can store stuff, work on cars, set up a streaming area that I could also set up a kitchen for cooking on the fly and blah blah blah. That's another option, I guess. But yeah, if I'm spending 200k, I need to see a return on investment. Mainly because I don't have 200k. I mean, I'm sure most people probably don't, but yeah. Yeah, exactly, creative content. Those who are, like retirees, yeah, maybe, because they've, been working their whole life and all that stuff. They probably do, but yeah, most real people who are still grinding through life, trying to make something of their, for when they do retire, yeah. Not many probably have 200k just sitting there. Although they probably do have it in assets. Especially if you own a property. You do technically have 200k, but it's in assets. So you can't access it unless you sell the house. Which then... okay, you've got 200k but no house, so creates each version has its own issues. Or sorry about that. Occasionally I get really quick, like tinnitus style, like the high-pitched ringing in the ears. Lasts 5 seconds kind of thing, but it's just like, Jesus. Weirdest sensation ever, because you go from having a conversation and being normal to all of a sudden all you can hear is... I'd say the problem is very likely related to extractor fans in hospitality. After after 12 years of basically listening to Extractor fans continuously on a daily basis, it is sure to provide some sort of hearing-related issues as life goes on, unfortunately, because those things are not quiet. But I have had my hearing tested, and there is no damage as such yet that they can find, anyway. So it's, I must say, it's nice to have a bit of elevation, a bit of something to look at and enjoy. Matt's definitely enjoying himself. He's up and down like a freaking seesaw in that TBM. He's been watching Calling Pigeon fly the TBM for too long, and he's just like, oh, I gotta get involved in this, fly it like a fighter jet. And he just disappeared. I didn't realise you could buy invisibility cloaks for the TBM. That's your mod, is the invisibility cloak? I'd say it's more of a case of my internet sucks when I'm streaming. So you pop in and out like somebody blowing bubblegum. Yeah, like Mercedes, tons of options. True. I got the sim working fine and it looks fine. Well, so far creative content. Famous last words. Don't speak too loudly. The sim will hear us. It will realise that we're enjoying ourselves, and then we'll get a CTD. It's the way it works. Yeah, it's I can only assume, Matt, it's the fact that my upload speed is about 12 megabits per second, and to stream I need about 8.5 of that 12. So yeah, that gives you a bit of an insight into how shit the internet is here in my part of the world. Especially for the Europeans and the Americans, they're probably like 12 megabit per second upload. Yep, it's good. Welcome to Australia. Elliot 1129 says, I've been doing a fly around of New Zealand these last few days, not Australia but close. Elliot, have you got the Orbex New Zealand mesh? If you do not, I feel like you might need to install it and then do New Zealand again, especially the South Island. It is a game changer. Sort of Calling Pigeon. At my address, we have a thing called Fiber to the Node, which was something that was implemented by the previous government, which was a very, very stupid decision on their behalf. They were a big believer in that nobody needs access to anything more than 25 megabits per second internet speeds. So from the node, and the node is about 600 meters from my house, it is just copper cable, normal copper cable. Yep, that's exactly right. Creative content. The thing that really annoys me about that decision is that had he have just left it, by now, something like 75% of the Australian East Coast population would have access to fibre optic to the premises. I still don't understand why they changed that. Elliot says, I just installed Flight Sim on my Xbox. It looks beautiful right out of the box. Oh, well, there you go. If I don't know if it works, if Orbex's South Island scenery works on Xbox, but if it's in the marketplace, mate, before you head to the South Island, do yourself a favour. I think it's like $10. If you're going to explore New Zealand, you want to spend that $10. Clips by Matt says, gotta go, it has been fun. G'day all. Matt, thank you very much for jumping in. Really appreciate that. Hope you did enjoy. I certainly enjoyed having you along. Hopefully see you sometime soon in somebody's stream, whether it's mine or any of the other awesome streamers that are based out of Australia. But you have a good rest of the day, Matt, and yeah. Yeah, exactly. To save the money that was already spent. That's the thing that pissed me off. Creative content was that we weren't saving any money through the decision because it had already been spent, which made the decision even more mind blowing. Like, what? They've already spent the money and built the infrastructure to start connecting everybody to FTTP. What the? But, you know, you can't, you know, governments tell us that they know best. So we shouldn't accept it, but far too many people do. Yeah, exactly. So not only did everybody only have, or not everybody, but not only was a larger percentage only allowed to have 25 line speed, we had to pay 2 times the original cost to get 25 as opposed to 1,000 line speed. Had we have stuck with the original plan, everybody would have had 1,000 and paid half of what we're paying for it now. No worries, Matt. All good. Thank you very much for the subscription as well, mate. Really appreciate that. Oh, well, at least we can laugh about it now, creative content. And they've now decided that they're going to do FTTC or whatever it is, fibre to the curb, which is basically FTTP. And everybody's going to have 1,000 in a few years. So, who knows? Yeah, so I mean, I wish I could do that creative content, but the cabling doesn't actually exist here. It is being installed, because when I had the NBN people come out to fix a recent internet problem I had a few weeks ago, the bloke actually said it's definitely he's like, I was just looking in your pit, the cabling exists to do the fibre to the premises, just they haven't hooked it up yet. and he said it could still be a couple of years before they make that connection between the pit and your house. And I was just like, why is that going to take a couple of years? Like, the cabling exists, they just literally have to run an extra 30 or 40 meters? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, enough about the political stuff in this stream. I know I started it. I'm also going to finish it because you know, I know it's in relation to streaming, but still, don't want to get too political in a flight sim stream. You know. Made those mistakes early on in the streaming career, that's for sure. But it was, one more comment about it. It was very hard to go from having FTTP in every place that I've been at before I moved out here. And then I didn't have it anymore. And decided that was the perfect time to start streaming. Yeah, I must say the second coffee is definitely awakening the senses. Creative content. I am out in Gippsland. About 100 and something kilometers, I believe, from the city. So not too crazy. Just got a job out here. Rent was really cheap when I moved out here compared to Melbourne. So, and honestly, I wouldn't change it. Really wouldn't change it. Other than the shit internet, it's great. Like, there's no traffic. It's about the only part of the state of Victoria that any normal person could afford to build a house and land in today's day and age as well. Is out in Gippsland, or you know, in the northern part of the state, or whatever. The rest of it is so expensive. You need to sell a few internal body parts and organs to be able to fund it. What about you, creative content? What part of, I'm assuming probably Victoria. When I do get the NBM, throw away the lead sealed battery and replace with a lithium. So, with any luck, I am hoping that that I should be out of this place and into something that I've created and constructed before the NBN gets hooked up to this place. Hopefully. I basically have three choices: Gippsland, Adelaide, or Perth. Mainly because I don't feel like spending 50 to 60% of my weekly wage to pay a mortgage. I would rather, seeing as I'm a chef and I can get a job anywhere, I would rather live where 20 to 30% of my wage is my mortgage. Oh, you live in Coffs Harbour. Speaking of lovely places, I think you win that one. That's a very, very nice part of the world. I have not been there in a long time, but yeah, very nice part of the world. Just give me 2 seconds here, gents and gentettes. I'll just gonna take my hoodie off because it's getting quite warm in here with this, as it usually does with the door closed and the sim running for any more than about 2 hours. I start to create my own sauna. So back in 2 seconds. Oh, that's much better. much better. Don't feel like I'm going to, what is it? The pressure cookers, how they, build up the steam on the inside and then it's like, that's what I was starting to feel like. Pressure cooker, and the steam was starting to rise to the top of the head. Oh, I actually feel as if I can focus on things now after 2 coffees. It's nice. It's only taken 2 hours, but yeah. Yeah, exclamation mark steam. I should get a, because of the temperature of this room, I should get a kettle boiling soundboard with exclamation mark steam. Or I'll, every time somebody puts it in, I'll just be like, I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Sorry. Is that going to get me cancelled? Dancing on stream like that and then dabbing? Just YouTube comes along and goes, look, we're going to have to cancel this bloke for exceeding levels of cringe that are allowed on YouTube. So we're coming up here on McAllister Regional. Then we have Seminole Municipal. Skydance B is what's showing up in the nav map. Let's get the whole name of that, shall we? So when we go, so just when we went over Hot Springs, I did not see a tower, a 65.8 meter tower. Did anybody else see that when we flew over Hot Springs? The Skydance Bridge. Okay, the Skydance Bridge. So, Seminole Municipal and then the Skydance Bridge will bring us into Will Rogers World at Oklamhoma. Calling Pigeon says, you are at 2 coffees, I am at 2 Bushmills. The good part of being on the other side of the planet. And you know what, Calling Pigeon? In 12 hours time, it'll be the flip side. You'll be on the 2 coffees and I'll be on the, well, not 2 Bushmills, but 2 gin and tonics, possibly. What style of food do I pro-cook? So, creative content, I'm pretty versatile. At the moment, I'm doing cafe food at a local cafe. Prior to that, I was doing tapas at a beer garden, nightclub, bar, tapas premises. Prior to that, I was doing pub food at a hotel pub. And prior to that, I was doing gastropub food, so, you know, fancy pub food. So a bit of everything, but I grew up cooking Italian food. My mum's side of the family is Northern Italian, so there was a huge influence from that. And I just have a general interest in American style Southern food, so burgers, wings, smoked stuff, etc. So in terms of things that I'm good at cooking, things that require grilling and meat and smoking and all that, and Italian food. But if you give me a recipe, I can probably nail it. Well, come close to anyway. Which I guess is a good skill to have as a chef, you know. The gin and tonics were before the Bushmills. Okay, how are you still awake then? Because it's like almost 3 a.m. for you, isn't it? And if you've had a few gin and tonics and some Bushmills, are you not, how do you say, plastered, smashed? Yeah, any of those? Maybe you don't mix your drinks like I do. I tend to get the glass half gin, half tonic water, which, you know, is not really the professional measurement, but it, you know, does the job. But I will probably for the AFL Grand Final today, I'll probably be taking advice from our Victorian Premier, and I'll be getting on the beers. Booze helps you stay awake? Really? For me, Calling Pigeon, 1 or 2 gin and tonics, and I want to sleep. Maybe that's because I'm mixing them half and half, but you know, it's small. Here we go with the English again. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Small. Yeah, I give up. I give up on that one. Leonard Rapier 709, otherwise known as Wes, which rolls off the tongue much more simply. I don't understand why. Is here. G'day, Wes, mate. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're going well. What time's beers at mine? What time does the grand final start? Like 2:30. So, dentist time. yeah, probably around the time that the ball hits the turf at the MCG, I would say, Wes. Doses, thank you, creative content. Yes, thank you. Calling Pigeon says, a man has to believe in something, and I believe I'll have another dream. Calling Pigeon, I love it, I love it. Elliot says, is the grand final today? It is today. Yeah. Geelong versus Sydney. Or Sydney versus Geelong. I don't know how they've written it. Barbecue and drinks at my place, his shout. Well, the beers are occurring. I honestly haven't had a conversation with anyone at my premises yet about food, so I don't know what we're going to be doing there. But a barbecue's not half a bad idea. It would require me to go to the shops, but I've got to go to the shops to get beer anyway. So I'll have that conversation after the stream with my housemate and a couple of friends that we've got coming over. Wes, it might be time to jump on your planes to get over here in the next 2.5 hours. I feel like that's going to be a stretch, seeing as it's close to 2 hours just to do your home to Adelaide and then Adelaide to here, and then you've got an 1.5 hour drive from the airport to my place. So you might make it by the end of the game, mate. Creative content. Look, to be fair with you, Elliot, I honestly don't blame you. Sometimes I just sort of go, why do I bother following the AFL? You know, some of the shit that goes on in that league. Have I got a spare 1,200 for the flight? I mean, I do, Wes, but like I've got a spare 1,200, but probably not going to use it to cover the costs of you getting here. It's just, you know, it's probably more useful for all the adult things like bills and rent and all the fun stuff, you know? The last one you saw was when the Killers opened, so that would be Richmond in 2017, I think. Yeah, I think that's right. Gummy Wombat says, g'day to Wes, and then he says he's got to go. Have a great rest of the day. Oh, Gummy, you too, mate. Have a great one. Whatever you're getting up to. And hopefully hear from you soon, mate. Ooh, we're flying over an interesting place right now, Horntown. So it's either there's a lot of goats and sheep and deer here, or maybe this is where Pornhub has their offices. Yeah, Wes, it's a shame that it costs that much, but it's probably got a lot to do with the fact that it is grand final day, and they just assume that anyone who's coming to Melbourne on the 24th probably wants to see the grand final. Oh, really? So you used to play AFL in the US? Did you, Elliot? That's cool. I know, I follow a lot of US AFL teams and Canadian AFL teams and all that over on Twitter. But I've never come across anyone in the real world who's actually played for one of the teams. That's cool. I'm assuming it's probably made up of a lot of Australian and New Zealand expats. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Americans really dig it. I don't know. I know it's the AFL is starting to garner a following over there due to a lot of American sports channels reacting to the AFL on YouTube. It's creating almost like a following. There's a rule that you can only roster 50% Australians on the team. I guess that's not a bad thing, is it? Like, because it means that locals get to get involved as well. That's cool. That's really cool, Elliot. Yeah, it would be Wes. One day of the year. One day of the year. One day in September. We want to remember. I always laugh with the songs that, like, you know, One Day in September and all that, because occasionally the grand final, due to the way the calendar works, is held in the first weekend of October. It's just like, well, all these songs don't make any sense anymore, do they? Because you can't really be like, there's one day in October. Well, not necessarily, Elliot. Mason Cox is a US player and he's professional. I guarantee you he's 1,000% better than, like myself. I can kick a footy, but I would not like to take on Mason Cox. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's, you know, he definitely is definitely not the best AFL player that has ever been. But when he's been on song and been at his very best, which unfortunately doesn't seem to occur too often, but I guess that's understandable for somebody who's only been playing the game professionally for like 5 years or whatever it is. He's very unstoppable if he's on 100%. But in terms of you know, compared to previous experiments that have been made with recruiting people from the US to play professionally in the AFL, he is by far the most successful of them, by a distance greater than probably the length of Australia. And I know people have arguments about it. Oh, you know, Mason Cox is taking away the opportunity from a youngster, and, you know, fair arguments as well. Like, he probably has to some degree, but at the same time, it hopefully, well, at least from what I've seen on YouTube, with, you know, like Mason has created a lot of these like American and all that sports channels reacting to the AFL because of Mason Cox. You know, the first video they usually react to is the AFL story that they did on Mason Cox a few years ago. Hopefully it creates potentially more recruitment opportunities from the US in the set, because I know the US recruits ex-AFL players and AFL players from Australia for the NFL, so I'd love to see the reverse. You know, those who are interested in NFL and basketball potentially being recruited to the AFL, especially with the fact that they want to expand the league to more and more teams to include Tasmania, Northern Territory, etc. You know, Australia's only got 25 million people. There's only so many people we can recruit for teams, you know. So if we can get global audiences interested, especially from the UK, Canada, the US, Ireland already knows a lot. We've had a lot of Irish players come through. South Africa, you know, those parts of the Pacific Islands, if we can get more interest from those parts of the world, then the idea of expansion and all that is much, much, much more likely to occur and be achievable and achieve the same sort of standard and all that. And yeah, to make it a global, you know, where we could potentially have, like what you were saying, Elliot, how you were playing for a US AFL team. Who knows, you know, 20, 30 years from now, with the right decisions, could have a like semi-professional league in a few other countries. It's possible. And if it does happen, they've got Mason Cox to thank for it. I don't think it will happen, but you know, a man can dream. Anyway, that's not really on topic for Flight Sim, but I guess it is on topic for the day that we are on, so you know, can't complain too much. Alright, so we're coming up on Seminole, but this is not the Piper. This is the actual location. Well, yeah, absolutely, Elliot, but I'm hoping that Mason Cox is already starting to generate something along those lines. I mean, I don't know because I'm not in the US, but I'd love to see it, you know, if... Alright, seeing as we're 40 nautical miles from the Skydance Bridge, I'm just going to take 2 seconds to stretch the legs, visit the pilot's room, etc. And then I'll be back to see the Skydance Bridge and make our way into Will Rogers' world here at Oklamhoma. Back in a moment, guys. All right, we are back and we are ready, steady. Actually, we're not steady. Never could be considered steady, at least mentally anyway. It'll be interesting to see what happens here on landing with all these pop-ins and bits of blur and all that was occurring on the ground at Memphis. Might start tripping on approach to Oklamhoma, which is not ideal. So I nearly called it Sundance Bridge. Skydance Bridge is actually our TOD, top of descent. And we are actually using runway 17 left and right. So not only is it our TOD, but it is our point of making a turn to final as well. So calling pigeon, nice going. What are you looking at, Star? She's just at the window, peering out. What are you looking at? What can you see? Nothing? The Jazz Ranch. I mean, I know it's probably going to get me. It's going to get me copyright striked, I reckon, if I do it. But it's all right. I can remove it later on within YouTube Studio. So I feel like as we pass by Jazz Ranch, that we need to do this. Creative Content says you may get some crosswinds. They seem to have enhanced that aspect. Good. I'm glad. Even if it makes my life more difficult, I'm 100% behind the idea of more realism. That felt apt, passing by Jazz Ranch, I must say. And I only know that I'll get copyright striked for that because I've used it before and I've been copyright striked for it. But it's worth it. It's really, it's a good soundboard, and it's not hard to remove it in YouTube Studio later on. I think I've got another saxophone jazz soundboard in there somewhere, but I honestly cannot remember what I put the soundboard generator thing as. So let me see if I can find it. I've got way too many soundboards. And I've got ones that are unticked, like the one I just used, which means only I can use it, which is good because otherwise I'd have like 500 copyright claims to remove from the stream. I don't think I have it actually. I have the soundboard, but I don't think I've actually implemented it. So never mind. It's not. I've already done what I need to do. Let's focus on this Skydance Bridge and Oklamhoma, shall we? Can't even read what that airstrip that is 7.5 nautical miles from us is because of the weird blurriness that DX12 is doing on certain things. Hey, Brett Plays is back. He says, hey mate, how's it going? G'day Brett, welcome back to the stream, mate. It's going good. We are 18 nautical miles from the Skydance Bridge and our TOD for Oklamhoma. It's been a fantastic stream so far. We've covered a vast array of topics, from saunas to office pods to NBN to the AFL Grand Final. We're running through the topics here. Oh, and of course issues relating to Sim Update 10, DX12, etc. Not that there's a huge number of those. How's hanging out with the wife going? No CT? No, absolutely no issue. So my understanding and estimates when I was going through the issues a couple of nights ago that it was in fact related to YouTube Studio must be the case, because I mean, I restarted my modem, but that's the only thing I changed. And so, yeah, it must have been something related to the tubes. And the fact that you had issues earlier in the day as well with it sort of solidified and reiterated to me that that's probably what it was. She fell asleep on the couch. The conversation must have been riveting and invigorating. Yeah, yours was fine last night too, so there you go. That's alright. Technology sometimes fails us. There's nothing we can do about it, except accept it and move on. 90% of the time, it's pretty good. At least YouTubers, anyway. Cooked her a bacon and an egg with hash brown breakfast burger. Hell yeah! That sounds good as Brett. Did she fall asleep on the couch after she ate it or before she ate it? You put her in a food coma. It was all part of your genius plan, wasn't it? Go and cook something massive for her so that she falls asleep so you can come back and watch the stream, right? Nice. Coffee. Yeah, I had another coffee as well, actually. It's delicious. Camping and traveling YouTube videos. Yeah, nice. Very nice. When are you going to do your next camping traveling vlog, Brett? Oh, you put in a 9-inch touchscreen into your car. Which car? Because I know you have a few cars. Unless you're down to one car now and you've sold the others. I don't know. Christmas New Year. Nice, nice. Are you going to do in your WRX? Okay, cool, cool. Are you going to do vlog like you did last time, Brad? Because I quite enjoyed that. Plus, with the fact that I lost all my footage, I need some travel vlogging to watch to fill the void, you know? I'm not sure about this guy in the citations yet who's hanging around Oklahoma City. Vlad Putin. Sounds a little dodgy. Alright, so as we come up here on Skydance, Sundance, whatever you want to refer to the bridge as, bridge over troubled waters. Let's do this. Make sure that the track IR thing is not going to fall off. We're going to try and get a little bit closer down to Skydance Bridge here. We'll also get a good view of the Oklamhoma CBD as well. Oh, Oklahoma's got an airport called Downtown, right in the middle of the city. That's cool. One of those cities that's not overexpanded to the point where they had to get rid of the inner city airport. Is Blue Dog trying to go under Skydance Bridge, or did he go under Skydance Bridge? I'm assuming that's it there. The bridge with the weird thing on it, whatever it is. Alright, let's You didn't quite get under there, Blue Dog? Ah, damn. Alright, so we are incredibly low. So in terms of descending into the airport, I mean, I don't really need to do much descending, do I? So, oh, the airport's at 1,000 feet or 1,300 feet, so we literally have less than 1,000 feet to go. Right, okay. Absolutely he would, creative content. 100% he would. I am amazed with how smooth this is, considering the fact that it's still loading the city in because of my pretty rubbish internet. I honestly don't know how I did, well I do, but I don't, having track IR and, you know, VR and all that these days, I don't know how I did simming for so long, for so many years, you know. Basically, what are we at? Probably, so my first flight sim that I ever played was 98, and I would have been about 5 or 6. So for the last 24 years, I don't know how I've done it without. Stop!
I've been wondering what has happened to you now. Am I the only one who's struggling to move on? Yeah. Guess I thought that this was meant to last. Now I wish I was still living in the past. Yeah. Never felt so damn frustrated. You're just wasting my time. All the feelings that I dread is ringing in my head. Can't believe the words you said. Somebody save me. Now we're hanging by a thread and it's ringing in my head. All your friends are now my enemies. Always tell you what to do. Can't keep up with all the bullshit they're throwing your way. Always looking for the easy way. Now they're walking over you. Yeah. Never felt so damn frustrated. You're just wasting my time. All the feelings that I dread is ringing in my head. Can't believe the words you said. Somebody save me. Now we're hanging by a thread and it's ringing in my head.
Alright, we so sorry about that. I did have to turn the microphone off the end of that landing for obvious reasons, with a certain doggo who wouldn't shut up. But we can now make our way to the parking area. Star, let's not, hey? God's sake. God, look at all the flashing bits and the weird pop-ins and the artifacts and the stuff that just is tripping you out. I don't know if it shows up on your guys' end through the stream, but the ground looks like it's carbonated for me right now. It looks like I'm taxiing on soda water. Star, there's going to be hot dogs being served at the grand final in a minute. Very faint on your end? Okay, so it's not coming through Streamlabs in the way I thought it might, but that's not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing. So I am going to quickly finish up this stream because I need to sort her out, get her out of here, let her meet whoever's arrived so she stops being a little shitbag. But guys, thank you very much for coming along on today's stream, especially to the new people who did join the stream and the channel. Appreciate that a lot today. Star, I'm going to put some masking tape across your snout in a minute. You cheeky shit. But yeah, if you did enjoy the stream and you haven't already, please do consider hitting the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would absolutely love it if you could do that as well. Just make sure when you are hitting the buttons to caress them with such gentle care that they feel accepted and loved, you know? Instead of smash it like everybody else says, do the opposite. Treat it with softness. And yeah, anyway. I think that's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in the world, you look after yourselves, stay safe, stay well, don't do anyone I wouldn't do, or anyone I did, and I will catch all of you legends in the next stream. Cheers.